Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Ostrander and I teach music at Hampton Elementary School. A few fun facts about me. The first is that I'm married to Mr. Ostrander, who teaches 5th grade band at several of our elementary schools. And the second fun fact is that my family and I enjoy going to musicals together. In fact, Mr. O, my daughter Olivia, and I were in a musical a couple of years ago together, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't mention this, but you can call me Mrs. O, and I hope to see you soon.
Hey everybody, my name is Mrs. Hollenberg and I am the music teacher over at Middlesex Elementary School. And one fun fact about me is that je peux un peu français, which means I speak a little French. So welcome to music class, or bienvenue au cours de musique.
Hello Cumberland Valley, my name is Mr. Ocker and I teach music at Monroe Elementary School. A fun fact about me, although I love to learn and play like all instruments, I'm a huge soccer fan. I played it when I was young, and my favorite team is in Europe, in England, and they are called Tottenham. So that's a little bit about me. I'll see you around.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Shade and I teach music class, chorus, and band at Shaw Elementary. I live in Harrisburg with my husband, my 2 little girls, and our very silly dog named Piper. One of my favorite things to do in music class is to dance and to move to the music. And I'm really looking forward to getting to work with some of you this year, whether it's in person in school at Shaw or it's just through the videos. I hope you're all having a great summer.
Cumberland Valley students and families. I am Mrs. Zingone and I teach music at Silver Spring Elementary School. I love teaching music and I love spending time with my family. Another thing that I love to do is that I love to run. I have coached Girls on the Run for 5 seasons now at Silver Spring, and it's something that brings me great joy. Take care, everybody.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Snyder. I'm the music teacher at Winding Creek Elementary, and a fun fact about me is that I have 2 cats named Max and Miles.
Hello, 5th grade Cumberland Valley students. I'm really excited to be here with you today. I am Mrs. Zingone from Silver Spring Elementary. Over the summer, you might have read a book, or maybe you're finishing one now. And whenever you read an item of literature, you are reading something from a type of genre. So think about some different kinds of genre that you've learned about. Maybe you are reading fiction. If you are, go ahead and give me a wave. Or you are reading nonfiction. Is anybody reading a collection of poetry? All right, so those are all examples of genre you may be experiencing in literature. Well, music is also divided into different genres, and we're going to be exploring that over the next several weeks. 5th grade, what you see here is your musical genres packet. So you should have gotten one of these at the Cumberland Valley Virtual Academy Distribution Day. As you see right here, you can go ahead and put your name on the bottom. Just go ahead and pause for a moment and take a second to do that. And for homeroom teacher, you are welcome to just write CVVA if you'd like to keep track. I mentioned there are several musical genres that you'll be exploring over the next several weeks, and here they are. So we have pop, classical, jazz and blues, rock, Latin American, country and American folk, and hip hop and rap. So go ahead and pause for a moment and you can just think about some different pieces of music that you're familiar with and which of those musical genres they fit into. Did you think of a piece of music for at least a few of those? I hope that you thought of some, because I know we have definitely explored some of these in music class before. Here is what your first page will look like then. Yours says pop right in the middle. That's the genre that we'll be exploring today during our class time. And you have several different questions or prompts scattered around, as you can see. So one thing I'm going to give you a moment to do here in a little bit is the I already know section. So you may finish that sentence now. Go ahead and pause and take some time to write something down there. Maybe something that you already know is something that you're going to hear again in a little bit, or maybe it's something totally separate. Now, the other questions that we'll be answering throughout the day today are, what does it sound like? And we'll go through our different sections of music that we've talked about before, like the melody and also form, rhythm. Where did it start? When did it begin? Who are the important musicians? And last but not least, I'm sure there will be something that is very interesting to you that you'll like to keep track of, and this is the appropriate section here, another fact I learned. All right, so we are going to go ahead and I'll share some information with you. I do also have a link to a playlist that should have been in the description of your video, and you may, that's what you want to click on when I say go ahead and listen to any one of those samples, and you can listen to a couple every time we pause. You can listen to just one every time we pause, but just make sure you are going to those so that we can hear the different elements of music within what we're listening to. So go ahead and pause right now and go to that playlist and listen to one of the songs. The piece that you listen to might be something you've heard on the radio a lot at any point in your life. Pop music is popular music that produces the most hits. What this means is that it sells a lot of copies. So if you want to think of iTunes, that means that it gets a lot of downloads. There are a lot of people heading out there to download that for their device. Pop music originated in the mid-1950s, so we're talking about 70 years ago, here in the United States and also in the United Kingdom, and it stemmed out of the rock and roll genre. One thing you will find in pop music, and something that you heard hopefully in the listen example, is a repeating chorus. Do you remember that word refrain? The part where the tune repeats and the words repeat. And you probably also heard 2 or 3 verses. So the typical form of a piece of pop music is this chorus and verse style. The chorus from a piece of pop music probably often gets stuck in your head. You just keep singing it throughout the day after you've heard it. Now you may go ahead and pause again and listen to another song from your playlist. Pick something different this time. When we think of melodies in pop music, they are simple and they are catchy. As I said before, that chorus is the first thing that you start singing along with. That's something that you remember right away. And that's because the melody is fairly simple and easy for you to catch on to. When we're thinking of rhythm, the beat is pretty strong, and that makes it great for dancing. Some of you might dance along with the music that you hear. That's pop music. The performers of pop music sing, and they play a variety of guitars, the drum set, other percussion instruments, and the keyboard. Now, the keyboard sometimes does sound like a piano, and sometimes it will be other sounds that you might hear, and that would be called a synthesizer. Go ahead and take a moment. You can pause and then come back and check out another song from your playlist. Something that you might start to notice as you learn about some of the other musical genres is that pop music tends to draw from various different other types of musical genres. So stay tuned for that and see if you can pick out some of those different concepts that tie back to the pop music. I'm going to give you several minutes now to pause the video and complete the sections of the worksheet that you have not done yet. So what does it sound like? Where did it start? When did it begin? Who were the important musicians? And another fact I learned. Now, I didn't specifically give you any of the important musicians quite yet, so you can go ahead and think about who some of them are, because I'm sure you're going to think of many, and some of them might come from the playlist that I had for you as well. So go ahead and pause, take as much time as you need, and then come back and we'll recap everything. Thank you for taking the time to review everything that we've talked about today and everything that you've heard in the music. So I completed this, as you can see, and one thing that I already know is I hear pop music on the radio. I hear it on my favorite radio station that I like to listen to. Another fact that I learned, I said that it draws on other musical genres. So feel free to go ahead and share what you said, because I'm sure it was different. All right, now let's head over here to what does it sound like? In thinking about the form of the music, remember we said chorus, or that's the refrain part of it, 2 to 3 verses, a simple and catchy melody, rhythm-wise, a strong beat, great for dancing, timbre, which means what's making the sound, what's producing the sound, and that would be a voice, so singing, or many, could be background singers too, guitars, keyboard, drum set, and other percussion. And last but not least, the lyrics often tie to different life experiences and also relationships. So you can double check your information and make sure you have all of that. Pause if you need to take a moment to write anything down. Otherwise, we'll keep on going. Where did it start? Right here in the United States and also in the United Kingdom. When did it begin? About 70 years ago in the 1950s, mid-1950s. And then I took some of the important musicians from our playlist, but you may have some others, and that's totally fine. So the ones I have listed here, we have the Beatles, Taylor Swift, Pharrell Williams, Katy Perry, Imagine Dragons, Justin Timberlake, Carly Rae Jepsen. So some of them are solo artists, and then they have a band providing the background music, and some of them are, like the Imagine Dragons and the Beatles, they are performing bands that we would think of. I hope you enjoyed learning about pop music today and get really excited to learn about all the other musical genres in the coming lessons. And then I'll be back with you in several weeks to review all of these, and we'll have a fun review game that we are going to do. Take care, everybody, and stay healthy.